This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped.
This game. Okay.
All of his co-workers were
Shut
gone.
up, narrator.
What could it mean?
Okay.
Stanley decided to
Okay.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
You done? Can you be quiet now? I'm done with you, narrator. I'm done with you. I'm so done with you. So, is there any endings I haven't tried? Like, is there any route I haven't tried yet? Alright, click on
Stanley
any-
went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such
What?
little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door
What?
20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Okay. Sure.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble
Well,
cause.
that's something.
Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Got all day. Well, hey, if this is an ending, this is an ending. Oh, why can't I click fast?
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Where is that? Where's door? Click. You know, this reminds me of this,
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Where's door 437? Okay, well, if this is what it takes, you know? You know what I'm saying?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah. Let's go to the door on the left. I don't think I've done as much down this way.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
yeah.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Here's something.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I don't think I want to. I want to see what happens if I stay here. This is here for a reason.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Yeah, but the door opened for a reason. If this wasn't important, it wouldn't be here.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I think I just want to keep standing here.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Maybe because I'm
You
so
do
done with
realize
you,
there's no
narrator,
choice
that
or
I don't
anything in
want...
here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe
Yeah, I bet
when you
this
go
is an
talk
ending.
about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends
He
find this
sounds like
concerning.
somebody out of Monty Python. Like, he sounds like Eric Idle or something. He sounds like somebody
Stanley
right out
was
of
fat and
Monty
ugly
Python.
and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job
You
because
get
of
the
a family
broom closet
connection. That's
ending.
how stupid he is.
Sounds like somebody
That
out
or
of
with
Monty
drug
Python.
money. Also, Stanley's addicted to drugs and hookers.
What? What did you say to me?
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a
escalated
bit,
quickly.
and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person
Why
at
do
this
they
computer
all end
is
in me
dead.
dying?
He or she has
For
fallen
real.
prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming.
Okay, Cat.
So that the irony
Cat, you're
and
gonna play for me
insightful
now.
commentary of this
You're gonna play for
game
me, Cat.
is not lost on
Cat.
them. All right,
Cat isn't
when you've
interested.
done that, just step out into the hallway.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. He's testing my patience, but I will wear him down. Narrator. Narrator. Listen to some music. That'll be fun. Nope, nothing's gonna happen.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I get coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What's this? Nothing.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
So
What he could not have known was that the
You be quiet,
keypad behind the
please.
boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
Okay,
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
okay. So here's the thing. Now, when I did the confusion ending, I came to that big room full of monitors, and he said that was a spoiler. So I bet that's important to the story.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 284. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
So, I'm thinking if I can find my way to the room full of monitors by a different way than the confusion ending, then I might get somewhere. Okay, let's see if there's any alternative routes here. If this is the way. Okay. So, this looks like this looks promising to get me to the monitor room. Because you said that's a spoiler, so that means it's important.
Descending deeper into the building,
Otherwise it would-
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, now I tried the escape pod, so I guess I gotta go this way.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Okay.
What horrible
this is the room.
secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay, so here's the monitoring, but the monitors aren't on. Why aren't the monitors on is the question. Oh, and I was just up there. In the confusion ending, I was up there. And now I'm on those platforms down below.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Interesting. I question how there's room for this place underneath an office building, though. I don't know how there's physically room for this place, but this is a Stanley parable, so logic means nothing.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Yeah, yours.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah, I'm under your control. I've been following what the narrator says this whole time.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Well, maybe not my whole life. Maybe the time I've been working here,
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
But it says
For
offline,
he
so
would
it's not
dismantle
affecting
the
you right
controls
now.
once and for all.
But it says offline, so that means it's not affecting me right now. Right? Can I turn it on? What happened? Beep boop? Beep boop. Do the beeps and the boops do anything? Beep boop. 5. 5 indeed. 5. 5. Okay, these all have... Those all have things on them. If I press all the buttons, does something happen? Maybe? Let me see if something happens when I press all the buttons. Does something happen if I press all of them? There's a 5 over there. And a 1 over there. Okay, maybe these just don't do anything. Okay, what's in here? Ooh, big console. I think a uber ultra wide theater screen would be kind of a waste for a console, but you know, whatever. I can respect the dramatic flair.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Oh man. Decisions. Something's happening.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand,
Stanley was happy,
but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
I'm waiting for the
Stanley
narrator.
stepped through the open door.
I'm waiting for the narrator to restart.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Did I actually win?